Okay, it's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay, interesting. I'm thinking maybe 4 elements, maybe. Maybe 4 elements. But we'll start off with the lozenge, I think. Let's just use the base template. This background is this colour. And then we'll do a P. Height is going to be, call that 35 to 155, so 120. We'll give this a background of this colour. Put on diff. Down from the top looks like maybe 30. 5. And then in from the sides is 37 by the looks of things. Okay, and the border radius is going to be 60 pixels. Whoop. Right, that gets us the lozenge. Now then, let's reset where the next one's going to go. If we make it minus 120, I think that might be right. That would make it 35 down. So what did we actually want? If we just do minus 35, does it come? Yeah, beautiful. Then for the second P, so plus P, that one actually doesn't want a border radius. And it wants a margin of 0, no, 35. Then if we actually get rid of that and just change that to a 0, then this can actually be a 0. Okay, cool. And then from the sides, it's going to want to be 60, 80, 130, 150, 2, no, 148. Are you telling me that's not central? 147. I'm not sure that that's central, you know. 155, 245. Huh. Let's do 1470, 148. Well, that's interesting. I think we'll cheat and just make it go up by 10 pixels. Right. That gets us that shape. So that's not too bad. And this number is going to be -130 maybe. Let's add the third P in. This background wants to be that color again. Not -130. 190. Let's just see how close we are. A bit further up. So 200. Not 2000. 200 would be good. And we also want this to have a height of 40? No, 60. And then this margin is to be 0. Yeah, 0 would go. Yeah, okay, cool. And then 120 is too far. 100 still too far. How about 80? 70? 68? Are you kidding me? Why is this not central? 68. Set that as a 0 and make this 66. Oh no, that one wants to be 68. How about this one? 66. And then we want one more P. Now, where has this currently gone? Yeah, straight underneath, which actually would be right. Let's make it height 100 and 10. And then let's bring in its margins. So 0 and 140. 160, 170, 180, 178, 179, 78, 177. And that one, strangely, is centered. What is going on here? That is just insane. Okay, let's hit submit. There is a 100% match. So let's get rid of as much extra stuff as we can. Get rid of that lot. And minify, unit replace, and hit submit. Okay, that's certainly one way of doing it. Now, is there a better way? So I think we can do... No, we can't. Well, maybe we can. No, we can't. Or maybe... Could I use an inset box shadow? I don't think I can. Should we try anyway? Right. Let's go down to 2. We only want the first 2. And then make inset, no, box shadow, inset, uh, 0, 0, 0, 20 pixels, 40 pixels, we have the problem. Oh yeah, that'd be back to front. We'd need to switch this colour with this colour. Actually, that means we could get rid of that background. But you see, that would work beautifully, if only you could get rid of a couple of other things. See, this has got a beautiful box shadow inset 0, 0, 0, 30 pixels. Let's set a colour to oh no, maybe. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Need the box. Yeah, see, I don't think I can do this with just using box shadows because they will go the opposite way to what I want them to. Is there another way that we could do this? Right, let's take out all the box shadow stuff. We might be able to do it with backgrounds on the elements. So let's put this background back as that for now. Now I reckon we can do a conic gradient. So let's actually use conic gradient. Let's measure the height of this. So 65, 125, so 60. We won't measure the width. We will measure from outside here. So 45 to 75 is 30. So at 30 pixels, 60 pixels. We're going to the top right corner, so that. Or should we do the bottom left? Let's do it this way around. And then this. That'll get us that. Now we shift it down by 35, 65, so 30 pixels. Shift it across by 0, shift it down by 30 pixels, and then make this 45, 325, so 285 pixels maybe. Now does that look right for the top? Not quite. We're not quite in the right place, so let's try 29, 31, and then not 285, 283, 282, 281. Yuck. But that would get us, that gets us the top one. Now unfortunately we can't just reuse that same thing for the bottom one. So, however, is it going to be 31 in is the question. I think that might be. Let's have a quick look. No, that would be 30 in. So X 31 pixels. Oh no. Why 60 pixels is going to be wrong for the next bit, but we'll deal with that in a minute. In fact, let's not waste extra bits, so we'll do that and that. Then we want W, which is the width of here, so var W. And we will call this one Y. Now then, for the second one, we want Y to be 0, X to be 30, I think. And W to be 60 pixels maybe? Where's that guess? 120? Oh, no, I'm doing top right, so I did. Oh, oh, I'm using Y twice and the second Y is wrong. So Y offset, let's make it O. Then Y is going to be 100 pixels maybe. So X will go in 30 pixels. The width is going to be, that probably is 60 Now, why have I got that happening? So quick. Right, X will be right. Y. A. Oh, I haven't set O to 0. Well, that's interesting in and of itself, because I'm fairly sure that the top of this is higher than that. Just temporarily change this background to orange just to see what we've got. Okay, I only got okay. So this actually needs to be a tiny bit taller than 120. Okay, and then if I get rid of that bit, right, and then Y 110 maybe. Let's have a look at the diff. We're off by a pixel. Are you kidding me? '59, then oh, okay, okay. We're going to make this var p going to make this 60, we're going to make this 30, we're going to make p 1 pixel minus 1 pixel. Why are you doing this to why is that game? Oh, because that, what if we make that 32, then the middle becomes smaller, doesn't it? Yeah. If we make that 62, and we make this minus 3. Okay, this is quite yucky because we have all of the things this doesn't need that minus 200, so we'll make that a 0. everything just slightly off. I hate it. I hate it a lot. Let's check that this is still 100%. Chug, 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 chug. It's still 100%. That sort of rate, it would have possibly been cheaper to just rewrite the conic gradient. But never mind. Let's minify that and unit replace. We'll see what we get. It's more characters than my high score, so well, we could potentially do it all as one element and bunch of conic gradients and radial gradients and all of that fun. Yeah, sod it. Let's do that too, just because. Let's make the background this colour, and then we're going to bring this in, but we'll make it that colour first, just so that we can see where we're going. 60 to start. Right, 40, 35, 45. Right, you see that bit? All nice and neat. Radial gradients. We know that's 120 high, so we'll do at 50%, 60 pixels. This colour for a 60 pixel radius, and then transparent. We're then going to do 0, 0, and a slash 50%. Will that, we also need a 1Q. Naturally, we need a 1Q. Naturally, that wouldn't just work because that would be too easy. 45, 355, so 215 minus 120. 95? Why would you go and do that? That looks fairly close to being where I want it to be, so minus 60 pixels is too much. How about 50? 40. 35, 6, 7, 38. Oh, it's not quite right. 1, 9, 8, 36, 37, 40. Is that too? Have I got? Yeah, I've gone over. Okay, so the width is too big. Let's try 193. 193 is too big. How about 190? that might be about right, and then minus 34.5. Right, those look like they're in about the right place. Then stacked on top of that, we will have a linear gradient from the top. Linear gradient. We are just going to or are we? I think we can do this in a strangish way. Okay, so what did I say this distance? That's going to be 30, that's going to be 30. So, if we do this colour, 30 pixels, this colour, no, not 120, 60 pixels probably. And then this colour, okay, that band isn't big enough because that wants to be 90. Then off the side we want 30 pixels. We also want this to be no repeat. 31 pixels, yeah. And we see, that's why we can't do it that way. Bother. We'd have to make it instead 60 pixels, and we'll worry about that and that in a minute. We'll make it 170 pixels wide, 190. That will get us that first block-ish. We'll also only make it 120 pixels high. Nope. 60 pixels high. We'll also need a 0 there. 160 is too much. Was 120 about right? 120. So that's most of that lozenge. It's not great, but we're working in just gradients here. Give us a break. Now we'll have a 90-degree linear gradient. It's going to be that for 29 pixels. Then this for 30 pixels, and then that. We're going to throw a 0 in there. We're going to give it an offset of, how about we make this 59 because that'll be more accurate. And then we're going to give it an X offset of 140 pixels. I think that's going to be too far, yeah, by about 30, so 130 pixels. So that'll actually be 120, no, 109, 111. Naturally, why wouldn't it be 111? This likewise, we only want it 30, 60, 90 wide, and we also want no repeat on it. We want to give it an offset of 120 pixels from the top. Is that right? 120 is too far. How about 100? How about 90? That looks closer. This is horrible. We're going to want fairly much a copy of this, but instead of the light green, we're going to want that to be transparent and transparent. Then instead of 60, I think we want 30. And then instead of 120, we want 150, 180. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not the one that I wanted. Instead of 190, 220, 230, 240. 250. Are you kidding me? $29, $31. Okay, beautiful. Face. Couldn't I just use... Let's just use the light on this one. Which will save us some characters. Okay, cool. And then all we need is this little bottom bit, which we could do with the conic gradient, but let's, at this point, we've got enough linear gradients to sink a battleship, so let's add a linear gradient. We'll make it transparent for 100 and we'll just make it transparent right the way down to here, so 235. Then we make it that colour. Oh, 205, 195 maybe. 197, 98, 199. Oh, it might be dead on 200. Okay, dead on 200 it is. Now then, we are going 29 pixels in. We're doing repeat Y. And we're doing a 90 pixels width. Now what have we got? That should actually be 120 pixels. 8 pixels width today. 60 pixels width would also do. What have we got divisible by? Let's actually make that 64 because I think that'll crunch down nicely. But anyway, let's get rid of that and that and that. Hit submit. This is a lot. So I don't think this is going to be any better than my original solution with 4 elements. But it is 100%. We'll do minify, we'll do unit replace. We've got rid of some units. Not a lot of them. Nearly everything had 60 pixels all over the place, and that doesn't really crunch down very well. Nor does 30. Anyway, that's where we're going to stop. As long as this finishes, and our top solution was the first one we went with. Which seems about right. Could we save a couple more? Yeah, we could save a couple more characters. We'll go B. We'll cut that border radius out of there. Go like that. I've got one too many braces. Okay, cool. And then we'll just add a B on that. That actually is used. Oh, let's take that bit out. There we go. We saved several characters. Is there anything else we can do with this that would help? Let's take that out for a start. We'll also take that space out. Do I save anything if I move the background to a variable? Don't think I will. In only 2 cases we won't, but could I? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to make dark with this colour. D D L L. I think that just made everything actually longer. But that shouldn't be needed anymore. Yeah, that just made things longer. So we'll stick with this one. And that's where we're going to end today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.